You can start.
Okay, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everyone. As previously, we show videos about astronaut. Since today we are going to read about the first woman went to the outer space from Russia, and I would like to invite Teacher Nadia to lead this session.
Yes. Hello, everyone. Today is a special day, the 8th of March. It is International Women's Day. So did you go to school, dear students? Did you go to school today?
Yes.
And you know, in Russia, it's a public holiday. So nobody goes to work and nobody goes to school. So today we are celebrating this special day. And if you allow me, I would love just to congratulate our dear ladies, women, teachers, and girls on this festival. I would love us to play a kahoot to learn about the history of this festival. And then we will talk about one of the famous people in women in history. Now, let me share the screen with you, just to tell you the history of this festival in brief. So, and do you celebrate International Women's Day in Malaysia? In Indonesia? Do you celebrate this festival?
Not really.
Not really, okay. And you know, in Russia, men give tulips to women. So it's the symbol of the festival, tulips. Yes, tulips are sold all around, yes. Students give tulips to teachers, some chocolate candies, yes.
Hello, Teacher Olga. I'm glad that you.
Yes, Teacher Olga is joining. Now,
Hello,
we are
everyone.
going
Glad to
to learn
see you.
about the festival.
Oh, now we are playing Kahoot.
Yes, just to congratulate all the ladies, beautiful ladies in our company with the International Women's Day.
Okay, come on, students. Generate your Kahoot from your browser and insert the game pin 3979617.
You'd better write your real names.
Yes. Oh, Udandi. Udandi, would you please to rename? Can we rename?
Yes, please write your real name, because Teacher Amy and Teacher Yuri then will issue certificates for you.
Oh, okay. I know the teacher, so don't worry. I will ask the teacher.
Teachers also can join.
Okay, teacher and student, would you please to join the Kahoot?
Let's play and learn about the International Women's Day.
Yes.
It was a great achievement of ladies, of women in history. And thanks to this festival, women have equal rights with men in many countries. They can get equally health treatment and quality education. Thanks to this festival. Historical achievements, yes. So the dot, please rename yourself. Write your real name. Otherwise, if you win, you get no certificate. So 1 more minute and we start playing 3979617. So let us start.
Just a second, teacher.
You can see the code at the bottom.
Okay.
So International Women's Day, in brief, IWD, is celebrated every year on the 8th of March Just a second, I will make it louder. And it commemorates the cultural, political, and socio-economic achievements of women. So, so this festival is the focus of women rights movement. Oh, so yes, here is the congratulation on this day. If you guess, teacher Nadia created it on Bansi, and I wish you all a happy International Women's Day, and may spring brighten your life, because in Russia, March is the first spring month. And amazingly, we are having rain these days in Siberia, because traditionally we are having snowfall and we are having rain, and quite warm here, about 0. So, what is the abbreviation of the International Women's Day? Abbreviation, the short word. Abbreviation of the International Women's Day is it is IWD, and only one of you remembers this. All right. So that is a killer. True or false? International Women's Day was spurred by the universal female suffrage movement. The right to vote suffrage movement. Is it true or false? Women around the world fought for their rights to vote equally with men, and 14 of you guessed it right. Women's suffrage is the right of women to get married, vote in elections, get a job. So women's suffrage is the right of women to vote in elections, to express their opinion, to select presidents. Put these events in chronological order. So what happened first to your mind, in your mind, to your mind? So women in the United States can vote. World War I happened. Women in New Zealand could vote, and the United Nations designate March of April as International Women's Day. So, which of these events came first? 2 countries were the first to start women's suffrage movement, and it was happening around World War I, at the beginning of the 19th century, 1905. The events in chronological order, and let us see. So first, women in New Zealand started their exercising voting, and then World War I happened in 1905. After that, the United States women started voting, and then later, at the end of the 19th century, the United Nations started this festival. When was the first International Women's Day celebrated? In 1911, in 2011, in 1811. First International Women's Day. Celebrated.
No, didn't say.
Oh, yes, in 1911. Multi-select, you have 2, 3, 4 choices. What country celebrated the first International Women's Day? Countries in Asia, in Europe, Austria, Denmark, Switzerland, or Germany. Which of them celebrated the first International Women's Day? So all of these countries were the pioneers in celebrating. Double points. What year did the United Nations start celebrating International Women's Day? 1975, 1987, 1989, or 1965? You just guess. So the first International Women's Day was celebrated in 1911, but officially the United Nations started celebrating this festival in 1975, when I finished school. It was long ago. Yes, I was 17, about 17 at that age. So what year was the International Women's Day adopted by the United Nations? Adopted. 2004, 1914, 1977, 2011. You know, you see the symbol of Women's Day. So, you know, it was celebrated in 1975 by the United Nations, but it was adopted officially only 2 years later. Yes. Who sponsors International Women's Day? The United Nations, the Universal Pictures, the United States, the United Arab Emirates. See the flag. What organization sponsors the International Women's Day? It is the United Nations. Now you have to type, when do we celebrate International Women's Day? So it is celebrated today on March. Yes, you are right. What colors signify International Women's Day? Orange, yellow, and black, purple, white, and green, pink, gray, or lilac. What are the official colors of International Women's Day? Purple, white, and green. These are the colors. So I learned this information from this kahoot. So what do they symbolize? Purple signifies justice and dignity, green symbolizes hope, and white represents purity. The colors originated from the Women's Social and Political Union in the United Kingdom at the beginning of the 20th century. So these are the symbols, color symbols of the festival. And what is the logo for the International Women's Day? A symbol of Venus or a symbol of Athena? Those were goddesses from ancient Greece. So what does this symbol, who does the symbol symbolize? The goddess of Venus or the goddess of Athena? Venus. Yes. Oral comes to the top. How did International Women's Day benefit women? What's the use for us women to celebrate International Women's Day? Equality, empowerment, women's strengths. So it united women. It won women the right to vote. Women did not have to work. It was a platform for strikes. Yes, in Russia, women don't work, and even men don't work on this day. But actually, women got their rights. They went on strikes for their right to vote. And how do you celebrate International Women's Day? So we see that not all the countries have a public official festival on this day. So have a family meal, give flowers and gifts to mom and grandma. I do not celebrate, receive flowers and gifts. So So in Russia, boys, men give girls and women gifts, flowers, maybe some cakes. So some families have a family meal, and 22% of our participants do not celebrate this festival. Okay. So here comes the podium. So that is why we decided to read about Valentina Tereshkova on this day, just to show women empowerment. Yes, dear Koma, I'm afraid you will not get any certificate because you are incognito, we don't know your name.
Please write on the chat box who is the Koma.
Yes. You better not do this. All right, now we will view a full report. Teacher Yuri, can you please make a screenshot just to see the names? Because
Yes.
I have issues with social networks and
Yes, I did.
Just a second, I will show you the names of all the winners. We will see the percent of their achievements. And soon we are going to read. So yes, I open this. So we had 21 players. And you can see number one was oral. Number two was, number one was, so yes, you can see the screen and you can take the screenshot. And again, you can see that, for example, Aim is in the 6th place, but she or he completed 54%. And Sori is in the 4th place, the same. Akila and Oral have got 62%. So usually in the classroom, I put grades according to these percents to my students. Okay, now I stop sharing the screen and thank you for playing the Kahoot. Now you know about the history. You know, as soon as we are teachers, we try not only to read, but to educate you, to broaden your mind, even if you don't celebrate the 8th of March. So we want you to know about this festival, the history of the festival. And now, Teacher Yuri, shall we play in breakout rooms or what?
Yes, yes.
Yes. So dear students, don't forget, when we come to breakout rooms, every student, even teachers, are to read the story because some of you keep silence and don't participate. So you just choose a role. We have 8 narrators today and you read, develop your communication skills. Thank you.
Okay, let's wait for Teacher Ami to open the breakout room.
Yes, we have got the text in the chat box. Thank you, Teacher Yuri.
Yes, and teachers who has not get the script, you can download the script on the chat box.
Yes, and I will share the Wakelet with you because there is the Kahoot link there.
Yes. Okay, let's hear from student from Sri Lanka, maybe how you celebrate the Women's Day, or is there any celebration, special celebration in the International Women's Day in Sri Lanka?
Students from Russia can say,
Okay.
Okay, maybe Sri Lanka, I don't know if they celebrate.
Udandi, can you say something?
Did I draw a picture only for that?
Oh, good, draw picture. Okay, thank you for
The
sharing.
picture is very nice.
Can I show it?
Yes, please.
And excuse me, yes, these are the rooms. Yes, I see that some students didn't join. I
My
forgot.
picture.
Yes, Katiana. Oh, wow.
Very beautiful
Thank
picture.
you for sharing it.
Yes.
Okay, wait a minute. Yes,
And
Katiana.
who is this picture for? Udandi.
Udandi,
Who will you give the picture to?
To my mom.
Oh, really? Is it on Women's Day?
Yes, teacher.
Oh, yes. I will show you the cards my granddaughters brought to me. So I will show you. So this is my younger granddaughter. She is 3 years old. She made these
Beautiful.
flowers with plasticine. And this is my, this is another granddaughter. She's in grade 1. She's 7 years old. And she already starts writing English. Dear Nadia, happy Women's Day. Her mom knows English very well, my daughter.
Nadia, it's so beautiful.
Yes.
Very
Yes. Thank you.
Yes, Katyana, you are raising hand.
Yes.
So here is,
I'm
I'm sharing.
from Sri Lanka.
Mhm.
The Women's Day usually go to the schools.
Oh,
I also going to the school and come back to the home in a bus. We are putting gifts for our mothers, grandmothers, and some. In our schools, usually on Women's Day, we share chocolates with our teacher. Like that, we love Women's Day and we celebrate it in school because every children and every child in Sri Lanka should need to go to the school in the Women's Day and celebrate it in the school.
Thank you so much for wishing us a happy Women's Day. Okay, now let's go to the breakout room. See you there.
so some students are still to leave. Yes. Soon we will start reading. Hello, Winnie. Nice to see you. Happy Women's Day to you. Winnie, do you hear us? So, Teacher Amy, is this our room? Shall we start?
Yes, Teacher
Yes.
Nadia. Yeah.
Yes, hello. Hello, dear friends. Hello, Teacher Winnie. So I see that you are here. We are together. Yes. So we have got only 3 students. So few. 3 students and 3 teachers here. All right. Now, dear friends, so today we are celebrating International Women's Day, though in some countries there are no special celebrations. And today we decided to to read the life biography of a famous Russian woman, empowered Russian woman that achieved a lot during her lifetime. So do you see the video, the picture of this lady?
Yes.
Yes, so today we are talking about Valentina Tereshkova, the first woman in space. Just a second, I will start sharing the screen because, yes, there is some video. We will watch a brief video. So she was a cosmonaut. So she was so brave that she went into space in a space capsule. Now let's watch a video about her. A brief video, and then we will read your story.
Excuse me, Teacher Nadia.
Yes, yes, yes.
Teacher Winnie, would you please at room 3?
Oh, me?
Yeah,
Okay, yeah.
because only Teacher Ezzy there.
Okay. Yeah, Teacher Nadia is going to watch the video first, and then we can read together.
Yes. So just a brief video about this picture. So you see Valentina Tereshkova in her space suit.
Oh,
The internet is low. All right. So yes, we will stop at this point, and now I think we will start reading. The life story of this lady. So Valentina Tereshkova, the first woman in space. So we need 8 narrators, and let me pick up the narrator. So narrator 1, who will be narrator 1? So we have got there are only 3 of us. Teacher Emmy, only 3 of us. Okay, Sayuri.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, yes. So Sayuri, will you be narrator 1?
Okay.
Sayuri, thank you, from Sri Lanka. Then narrator 2, Sneha. Will you please be narrator 2? So then, so do we have anybody else? Any more students? I don't see them.
We have
Okay,
Sumitra.
So Sumitra.
Yeah.
Sumitra. Narrator 3 will be Sumitra. So any more students? I see only 4 of us. So
Sinujana.
Excuse me,
yes, Sinuchana.
teacher. I need to go to teacher Olga's meeting room, but I can't go
Okay,
there.
now, you'd better stay here with us and read our story together. Narrator 6 will be teacher Nadia. Who else is left? Any more students here? And we need narrator 7, narrator 8.
Daniel.
Nikita is there.
So Vikita, narrator 7, Daniel. Daniel, narrate A.
Valentina Tereshkova was born in a village near the city of Yaroslavl in Russia on 6th March
1937. Yes, this is the city of Yaroslav. Teacher Amy, can you read narrator 5, please? We have few students here.
Yeah. On
Mhm.
16 February 1962, five female cosmonaut trainees were selected for the first woman space flight.
You know, in America, they say astronaut. And in Russia, we say space, cosmos, because of her 126 parachute jumps. The group spent 18 months in training.
In the Soviet Air Force, thus becoming the first
civilian
to fly into space.
So she was the first simple woman. She was not a military, but she was the first to become a lieutenant and fly into space. Yes. Narrator 8, Nikita, please, from Valentina Kozlova. Nikita, are you there? Никита есть из Костромы? Никита. Okay, in June 1963, she participated in the second joint flight. Cosmonaut Valery Bykovsky launched on Vostok 5 on June 14, 1963. Sayuri.
Vostok 6 spacecraft took Valentina Tereshkova in space on 16 June 1963. During the launch, Valentina recited "May a cow sky, the sky, take off your hat, I am coming."
So Soviet poet, and he said, "The sky, take off your hat, I'm coming." So she was coming to the sky. Narrator 2, Sneha.
The two cosmonauts took different orbits and came within 3 miles, 55 kilometers of each other, exchanging
Communications. Yes, narrator 3, Sumitra, are you there? Valentina Tereshkova, Chaika or Seagull, by radio call, became the first woman in space. She was only 26. Her mission lasted about 3 days, 2 days, 23 hours, and 12 minutes. Narrator 4, Penun Chan.
Tereshkova logged more than 70 hours in space and orbited the Earth 48 times in her space capsule Vostok 6.
Vostok 6. Vostok means east. So, and you see what the capsule looks like. So it was rather tiny, and she had lots of equipment inside, and she had to sleep, move there. Gravity. Narrator 5, narrator 5, teacher Amy.
Her flight almost ended in disaster due to an error in the spacecraft navigator software, but luckily, Tereshkova made adjustment and returned safely home.
So yes, it's important that astronauts return safely home, because sometimes they during the launch or during the landing. So narrator 6, that is me. Tereshkova never flew in space again. She became a test pilot and instructor and earned a doctorate in technical sciences. Narrator 7, Daniil.
Valentina Tereshkova was honored
Honored
with
telephone, honor
honored
with the
with
title
title here of the
Soviet Union. Советский Союз, Soviet Union. So you see that she was awarded lots of medals, orders, and different honors. Narrator 8, Nikita, are you there? She also received the Order of Lenin and the Gold Star Medal. Sayuri?
In 1963, Tereshkova married fellow cosmonaut Andrei Nikolai.
Yes, so 2 cosmonauts made a family. So, Sneha?
Their first child, a daughter named Elena, was the first child born to parents who had both been exposed to space.
So both of them spent time in space, and nobody knew how space affects people's health. And that's why it was important to observe the daughter born to this family. So narrator 3, Sumitra. So after flying into space, she became very active socially. Valentina Tereshkova was a deputy to the Supreme Soviet and the People's Deputy. So she started her political career. Narrator 4, Perenchana.
She was also a member of Supreme Soviet Presidium. Later, she became head of the Soviet Women's Committee.
Teacher Amy, please.
She was also head of the International Cultural and Friendship Union, and later was chairperson of the Russian Association of International Cooperation.
Valentina Tereshkova became the first female general in the Soviet Army. That was an ordinary woman. She was a textile worker, and then she became a general in the Soviet Army. So narrator 7, Daniil. Daniil, the favorite planet. Daniil, are you there? The favorite planet of the first woman astronaut is Mars. Valentina Tereshkova dreamed about flying there with the Soviet designer Sergei Korolev. She is still ready to fly to Mars, even if the flight is one way. And you know, many scientists and astronauts are looking upon Mars as an alternative planet in case our Earth suffers through change. In 2013, Russia celebrated the 50th anniversary of the maiden flight for the first woman in space, Valentina Tereshkova. Sayuri?
State television celebrated this anniversary by running documentaries about Tereshkova's life, while the former cosmonaut herself spent the day commemorating a new space museum in her native region of Yaroslav.
Azerbaijan released Azerbaijan released a news channel in honor of this remarkable event.
Quote number 1 is about women empowerment. If women be railroad workers in Russia, why can't they fly into space? So to work on a railroad is very hard. And if they do, they can fly equally with men into space. So narrator 4, pen and share.
Once you've been in space, you appreciate how small and fragile Earth is.
Yes. Narrator 5, teacher Amy.
Anyone who was spent any time in space will love it for the rest of their lives. I achieved my childhood dream of the sky.
Narrator 6. Me. So they forbade me from flying despite of all my protests and demands in space. I was keen to go back there, but it didn't. These quotations. So first of all, I love Earth, and they awareness. They promote Earth protection. On the other hand, they fall in love with space, and they want and again. Now, so I would like maybe to show, if I have the video saved, maybe you will share some ideas. So how you feel, dear girls? By the way, we had girls and we had Daniel, a boy. I'm not sure that he is here. So how do you feel about this woman, about her life? So at the age of 22, she started parachuting. Have you ever done a parachute jump? Have you ever gone skydiving?
No, miss.
No. Would you love to?
Yeah, yes, miss. I love to.
Really? You are so brave. As for me, I'm afraid of the height. And that's why I would never dream about flying, parachuting. And she completed over 140, so yes, over 100 parachute jumps. And she went into space, into completely new environment. So how do you feel about this lady? You know, not so many, so in October, I guess, in August or so maybe half a year ago, there was a space flight from Russia with an actress, a woman actress, and they shot a film about space. So, you know, women still fly and they dream of space. So let me see. Yes, I think we can watch the video a little bit. So this is how she flew into space. Valentina Tereshkova. Yes. So that's the end. That's the end of our story. So shall we finish our discussion? Shall we close the discussion rooms or shall we give them some more time? Teacher Annie, what do you think?
The second day will back.
Maybe 3-5 minutes to them.
Yeah.
Yes, we have some seconds.
Teacher Amy, please send Priya to room 3.
Hello, we are back.
Yes, welcome back. Olga, will you lead the discussion maybe in the main room, or teacher Winnie? Some of you will lead the discussion.
Oh, okay, who want to do that? But you know, I think this is great. Hi. Yeah. Oh, teacher
Yes,
Olga
I
want
would
to say
like
something.
to
Yeah, definitely.
I would like to thank all the boys and girls who were in my session room, session room number 2, for very good reading, especially Queen, Max, everybody, Teromina, Emilia, Xavier, Aria, Grayson. You were all great readers. Thank you very much. And I would like you maybe to say a few words if you liked the script, if you like the story about Valentina Tereshkova.
Yes.
Maybe some of the students who read this story, maybe you would like to say a few words about her.
Yes. In my breakout room, we have a here. There are some kids, they know the internet maybe not very stable, but I think they are there. I think the story biography is very inspiring, and we read learn some facts. You know, she's like orbit the Earth, TA time, and she stay in the space about 3 days.
Yes, almost 3
There are
days.
some,
Yes.
yeah, and she likes the parachuting, and also there are some inspiring words from her. In my session, we kind of after reading, and we pick up some facts, and I like the words she said that I'm coming, take your hats off the sky.
Yes.
I'm coming. Yeah, I think it's
Yes.
very inspiring. Reader, they are doing a great job. So welcome. Any reader, you want to say something? What have you learned from the script, or what you learn facts you learn about the female astronaut? Yeah, and she only flew into the space one, right? Yeah, that's
Okay,
from my
students, if you want to say something about the story or the biography for the astronaut today, please, time is yours.
Do you want
Maybe
to? Yeah.
Yes,
Okay.
please.
maybe some of you would also like to be a spaceman or a spacewoman. Who would like to be a spaceman or a spacewoman?
From my my breakout room, I think some students would like to be an astronaut, like Aurel. Aurel, do you want to say something? Because you want to be an astronaut, and also Mark from Vietnam. Mark, time is yours if you want to say something. The floor is yours. Don't be shy.
Don't be shy, yeah.
Mark, are you there from Vietnam? Student from Vietnam?
Yes.
Yes, please say something. Why do you want to be an astronaut? Please open your camera if you don't mind. Okay,
Yes.
good.
I want to be I like to astronaut in the future because I love it, and I want to explore many things in the space.
Lovely.
And that's
Priya, what do you want to be in the future, Priya?
maybe a doctor.
Oh, doctor. All right. Even astronaut needs a doctor to go to the space.
Yes, yes.
You
Right.
need to have.
Yeah, we
Yes.
need that.
Yes. Udandi previously raised hand. Udandi, yes, please say something.
Yes, teacher, I will say about today's session.
Mhm.
Today program is also very beautiful and interesting. I know I learned about some things about Women's Day, and today story also very interesting and amazing one. It's so beautiful, and thank you for all to join this class.
Wow, that's great.
Thank
Is
you, Udandi, because it is our ambition, aim to teach you, to raise your awareness, to broaden your mind, and thanks for appreciation. Thank you very much.
the script inspired you, Udandi? Is the script inspiring you?
What teacher?
Is the story give you inspiration?
Encourage you to do something.
Yes, or encourage you to do something?
You know, so when I was preparing, so when we were preparing this story for today, so we chose Valentina Tereshkova just to show that it is important to empower every woman, to give her the right for education, for doing sports, for choosing a career. And even after her only flight into space, she built up a great political career. She is still active. That's why not only the family, children and grandchildren are important for a woman. She can also implement, maybe realize her dreams. Like us teachers, we spend so much time in different communities, sometimes forgetting all about our families. So this is what empowerment means. So that's why we hope you will just follow the example of such great women and also achieve your dreams.
Yeah. So I just want to say that it's very inspiring, not only because the female. I also want to say that if you have a dream, just explore and stick to your dream. Talking about the astronaut, I just read some news about there is a girl. She want to be astronaut, and she will be the first woman, first human to live on Mars.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Do you like to live or in the future, can you imagine that maybe people will, like live on the Mars? So I think this is the girl. Just let me share my screen. She is American girl right now. I think she had this dream start from 9 years old. And then she just follow her dream right now. I think sorry, yeah, this is a commercial. I will just yeah, I wonder that if you like a science, maybe you have read her story too. Yeah, this is the girl. She right now she is I think is 17.
It is not audible to me.
Oh, not audible.
Yeah, please share audio too.
Okay. Yeah, I just want you to read about know about this girl, lovely girl. Okay, here. I think right now she is 17. She's going to to be trained. I think she has a really intensive study.
Hi, my name is Alyssa Carson, and ever since I was a little girl, I have always been interested in wanting to become an astronaut and the idea of traveling to Mars one day. Looking back, I don't remember everything in my childhood, but the best guess I can really come up with, and same for my dad, the best thing that he can kind of come up with, is that it might have been an episode of The Backyardigans, which is this little cartoon I used to watch all the time on Nickelodeon, and basically they had a Mission to Mars episode And I even had the poster for that episode, Mission to Mars, hung up in my bedroom. And it's really the only place we can think of as to where I would have heard the word Mars or space or anything like that. So that's kind of where my passion for space began, really just starting to ask questions about space and Mars. And I've developed a love for space and passion for it and wanting to pursue some sort of career in it ever since. So I really started out by just asking for any information I could get about space, whether that was going to the library and looking for books or videos or posters, anything like that. I eventually got the opportunity to go to space camp in Huntsville, Alabama, which was really amazing. And there it was just where I kind of flourished in learning all this information about space, history of space, the future.
Yeah, from her, expression, you can see that how passionate she loved about the space. So I think that's very inspiring. That, which means that if you love something, you can start like exploring and stick to your dream and goal. So this little girl had a dream to live, to explore the Mars, and then she wanted to be an astronaut. In the future, probably you will hear from the NASA. She is training to be the first human. Not only she is a female woman girl, she is going to launch on the Mars. So let's wait for her, news. Okay, yeah. So let's Alice.
Can I, Teacher Winnie, you reminded me of a science fiction story novel I read last year, and I would love to share just the title. Maybe some of you will read this story, this novel. So though I'm not a big fan of science fiction, but I devoured this story. I read it very quickly. It is read by Ray Bradbury, an American science fiction writer, and it is called The Martian Chronicles. It was written somewhere maybe in the 20th century, in the middle of the 20th century, and he predicts that people will build up colonies on Mars because of the wars, of climate change on the Earth. And the story, to me, a grown-up person, it seemed so realistic that I started believing in the future Mars colonization. And when on November 4, we had the Global Climate Action Day, and an officer from NASA was presenting his presentation about Mars exploration. And he also gave some evidence of about 8 years ago, and it predicted the future. So maybe someday we really will move to live in space on the red planet. So I recommend you to read this book. It is very, well, it touched me. Though I haven't read any science fiction book in life. This was the first one. And I was very attracted by it.
I think that's very expensive.
Yes.
There.
Only mega millionaire.
Yeah.
Yes. Tourists, millionaire tourists have already traveled into space. So if we are through with discussion, we can play the Kahoot just to remember some facts from this woman's life.
Okay.
This is the final Kahoot for today.
Okay, participants, please generate your Kahoots again and let's play once more. So, Mark, please generate kahoot.it from your browser and write the game pin and then enter.
Dear students, if you're willing to learn about some application, for example, how to create a Kahoot on your own, or how to do Wakelet and Bunsy, you can, your teachers can request, and someday we can make a session, not a reading one, but we can make and technological session to teach you information technologies, because everyone can create a Kahoot, every student. So today we have been flying into space together with Valentina Tereshkova, the first woman cosmonaut, the first woman astronaut. In April, we will celebrate Space Day on the 12th of April, when Yuri Gagarin, the first man, flew into space. And we will also read and play something about space exploration. 386-2605. And here comes revision. So just to remember what we learned about this empowered woman. So we start. Valentina Tereshkova, the first woman in space. So just to remind you some facts. So she was born in a village in 1937. Her father was a tractor driver. Her mother worked as a textile worker. So what did Tereshkova's parents do for a living? Her dad was a tractor driver or a taxi driver. Her mom was a textile worker or a teacher. What did her parents do? Yes, he was a taxi driver, a tractor driver, and she was a textile worker. Mom was a textile worker. Priya comes to the top. So Tereshkova, in her youth, she worked as a textile worker and began parachuting at the age of 22. What age did Valentina start parachuting? Now it is called skydiving. The parachute. So she started parachuting at the age of 22. 8 of you did the right answer. Priya remains at the top. Akila comes to the third place. How many parachute jumps had Tereshkova made before the space flight? She was selected for the space program due to the number of parachute jumps she has done. How many of them? $126, and only one of you remembers the number. We will see. That is Priya. So, how many women were selected for the first woman's space flight?
Teacher Nadia, can you give the code, please?
Excuse me?
Can oh, this one.
386-2605. 386-2605. In the bottom right corner of the screen, you can see the game pin. 3862605. So 5 women were selected for the space flight, and out of them, Tereshkova was the only one to be the first woman in space, and Priya remains at the top. So in 1962, 5 women cosmonaut trainees were selected, And Tereshkova was accepted because of her of the number of her parachute jumps, and the group had a training for 18 months. How long did Tereshkova train for her flight? How long did she train for her flight? It was 18 months. And two of you remember the fact. Over a year and a half, quite a long time to become an astronaut. So she went on a first and second flight. It was her first flight on Vostok 6, and it was the second dual space flight when two cosmonauts fly into space. But they flew on different spacecrafts. So she was solo in her capsule, but they were together on the Earth orbits. Tereshkova and Bykovsky flew together on Vostok 5. Was it true or false? Valery Bykovsky and Valentina Tereshkova flew together. He flew on Vostok 5 and she flew on Vostok 6. East, Vostok is translated into English as East. Tereshkova flew into space on 16th June 1963. Is it true or false? I was about 5 years old, flew into space. Back in the USSR, many girls like me wanted to be a doctor or a teacher, and many boys wanted to be cosmonauts. And these days, so not so many boys are willing to become cosmonauts. So during her flight on Vostok 6, Tereshkova logged more than 70 hours in space and orbited the Earth 48 times, as teacher Winnie remembers. So that is after landing, picture after landing. So multi-select 2 to 4 answers. Valentina Tereshkova spent more than 70 hours in space, orbited the Earth 40 times, spent more than 80 hours in space, orbited the Earth 48 times. So you can see her eating space food. Nowadays, we have such kind of food in our supermarkets. So she spent 70 hours in space and 48 times orbited the Earth. You can see the space costume was very huge and clumsy. These days, the astronauts wear improved, lighter spacesuits. So Valentina Tereshkova was a famous, honorable person, and to remember her, a moon crater was named after her. And a small planet was called after her seagull radio call. So her native city, Yaroslavl, holds a city race named after Tereshkova. Streets, monuments, a ship, and a hotel were named after Valentina Tereshkova. So Valentina Tereshkova was the first woman in space, made only one space flight, was an experienced parachutist, and was a Soviet cosmonaut. Which of these are true about her? You can see her wearing lots of awards by the Soviet and Russian and foreign countries. So yes, all of these are true about Valentina Tereshkova, a remarkable woman. So this is what she looks these days. So, and just, I love her quotation that if a woman can be a railroad worker in Russia, why can't she fly into space? She can. Here comes the podium, our space podium. Sneha from my room is in the third place. Akila is in the second place. Priya and teacher Nirmala are in the first place. Emilia and Gok from Vietnam are in the fifth place. Now, again, I will go to the report page, and teacher Yuri will
Emilia
make a
and
screenshot.
Ngok, would you please to write your complete name? Emilia and Ngok from Vietnam, would you please to write your complete name?
Name and surname, yes.
Sneha too.
So we are coming to an end, and you can share your feelings about today's session. We worked hard for more than an hour.
Yes, it's wonderful to have a Kahoot twice, teacher Nadia.
Yeah.
So it
Yes.
gives an opportunity to students to play.
Oh, Priya, so if you were my student in class, I could have put you a 5 in the register because you did a huge job. So you can see the screen, teacher Yuri, and please, can you
Yes.
make a screenshot?
Priya from Vietnam.
Yes.
Emilia, would you please to write down your complete name on the chat box, and also Ngok from Vietnam.
Yes.
Emilia, where are you, Emilia? Please.
Yes.
Okay, Emilia, please write down your complete name. And also Ngok from Vietnam.
Can you repeat, teacher?
Your complete name. Please write your complete name.
Okay,
on the
okay.
chat box.
And dear friends, don't forget to share your local stories from Vietnam, Malaysia, Indonesia, Taiwan, to be read in our club, to make it a global collection. So teacher Yuri or teacher Amy, someone please round up, sum up. Thank you everyone for coming and staying together, being our friends.
Okay, thank you so much, teacher Nadia, Olga, Winnie, teacher Nirmala, teacher Amy,
Teacher
teacher
Yuri.
Sanya from Indonesia, and also other teachers who cannot notice one by one. Thank you so much for your coming, and thank you so much for your support for this program. I hope you'll come again next week with a different topic. As was it actually next week and 14th it will be International Butterflies Day. So
Butterflies Day. Oh. So teacher Yuri, you are to prepare a story.
No, you can prepare this Nadia.
Yes, story. And when do you start your fasting?
April.
In April, okay.
Yes. Okay. Yes, Queen, do you want to say something?
Yes. If I get to choose the topic, I want the topic to be Among Us.
Sorry?
Well, if I get to choose the topic, I would like to do Among Us.
Among Us, oh.
Among Us.
Oh,
It's kind of
yes.
like an astronaut, but they don't really have arms. The arms are kind of like invisible.
Oh.
And where can we read about Among Us? Are there any?
Well, you go into
Your teacher to share, so you find the story about Among Us and your teacher will share with us, and maybe we will create a script. Why
yeah.
not?
Oh,
Maybe
we
among
will
us.
read about
It's an
Among Us.
animation, right? Cartoon.
Yes.
Yeah. So if yeah, anyone want to share? So if no, may I share? I want you to take you to the space to see that how the astronaut live. But if you are your time you're busy, but it's okay. So now I would like to share. I think it's quite interesting to take a look about how the astronaut live. The
Yes.
floating is a women. Yeah. See how they.
Okay.
Well, teacher
Yeah.
Winnie is switching on the computer. I will tell you that. So we do not talk about much about it. But so last year, in August maybe, so a group of Russian TV and a director, a producer, and an actress went into space. They experienced life there. In the pictures, she has her hair stand on end. Her hair is always this way. And she had experience, everything is flying, floating in
Yes.
space. And as soon as the film goes on screen, we will discuss this film with you.
Oh yeah.
Life in Space. Kite Galactica.
Cristoforetti. Welcome to Node 1, the place where we prepare our meals and eat up here on the International Space Station. I would like to show you one of my favorite meals up here, which is a chicken turmeric with champignon mushrooms, brown rice, and peas. And I would like to try and put the ingredients together for you, see how it works in space. Well, first of all, we don't have a plate. It wouldn't make much sense. So I'm gonna try and use a tortilla instead of a plate. We have plenty of those. They're kind of handy up here because they don't make crumbles, which are a little bit of a problem. And then I want to make sure that the ingredients stick to the tortilla. So I'm gonna start by spreading some peas cream. I have already heated the food pouches with the ingredients in the food warmer. So this is my first ingredient, peas. And this is one of the most important tools up here in space when it comes to the kitchen. A scissor to open the food pouch. So I'm gonna spread it on the tortilla. It's kind of hot. Okay, next I will add brown rice. It's whole rice, it's not refined, so a great source of good carbs. Next I will add some champignon mushrooms. And finally, my chicken with turmeric.
Wow.
That's a big meal, actually.
There we go. It's not too bad, considering that we are in weightlessness. It's pretty yummy to me. Now, together with this video, you will also find a video that shows how to make this recipe in a normal Earth kitchen. In fact, I was taught how to prepare this recipe by the chef who prepared these space pouches for me, Stefano Polato. And you will find the list of ingredients and all the instructions. So maybe you want to try it in your kitchen, maybe with your family next weekend. If you do so, please make sure that you send us a picture or a little video, and we'll enjoy watching that.
They didn't spill.
Need a plate.
Yes. No need plate.
See the spoon. Oh, the spoon.
Very good.
If you are an astronaut, you need to get used to how you cook and how you eat it. And your food never drop on the floor. Is that lovely?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
And how you wash the hair, it is also important
Yeah.
because water floats. So you have to get accustomed to everything in space. Yes.
If you are curious about the life in space, you can just Google and in YouTube, there are many videos about the astronaut, how they, how they live, how they go to the toilet, shampoo to take a look. Yeah, that's all from me. Yeah, thank you for coming today, teacher and students. So we will see you next time. See you on Mars, maybe the future.
Bye-bye.
Yeah, bye-bye.
And
Bye-bye,
don't forget
everyone.
to
Stay
generate
safe.
your certificate for today's participants, okay?
Yeah, thank you.
I share on the chat box.
So,
Please don't forget it.
ребята из России,